What's going on, everybody? Subscribe, comment. I appreciate both. So, got one more video I'm doing today. It's in reference to Coach of the Year in NBA. In my opinion, there's only three coaches I think can win it. Or one of these three coaches, excuse me. Malone from Denver Nuggets. Mike Budenholzer from Milwaukee, and Nate McMillan from Indiana. And to me, Nate McMillan is the clear-cut favorite for Coach of the Year, in my opinion. The man lost the best player on his team before the All-Star break. And even before that, that being Victor Oladipo, had some games where he was injured even before he had his season-ending injury. And for them to be 41-22 is absolutely crazy. I mean, and they haven't just been beating a bunch of scrub teams or teams that aren't really trying to win. They've beaten some good teams at home, on the road. So to me, he is the Coach of the Year. Secondly, I would say behind him would be Malone from Denver, and then Budenholzer from Milwaukee would be third. And the reason I would put Malone from Denver second is because I think people expect it to be good this year, but I don't think they expect them to be number 2 in the West. And remember, they started out hot. They were number 1 in the West, and they were number 2, went to number 3, and kind of had like a little bit of a small, let's say, issues in the season, just like it was a games where, or like a week where they kind of had some struggles. But overall, then to come back and be number 2 right now and had a chance until they lost to Utah to have the number 1 seed in the West. I think they're doing more than what people expected. I think people project. I know I projected them around, I would say maybe 6 or 7 in the West. I thought they were going to make the playoffs, but I definitely didn't think they were going to be that high up in the West this year. So I definitely think he, should get, he's definitely right behind Nate McMillan, but there's a huge gap. I think Nate McMillan clearly is the Coach of the Year. I mean, what he's doing with that team, what that team is doing, and to a certain extent, the disrespect that Indiana Pacers are getting, to a certain extent, as far as like not being fully recognized for what they're doing with that Oladipo. And before he had the season injury, what they were doing, for some games without him, even before that. But to lose him for the year when they lost him, and then they initially lost 3 games in a row, and people thought this season they were going to really take a fall in the standings. I still think people thought they were going to make the playoffs, but people thought they were going to really fall at the injury, and then they just got right back at it, and he definitely is the clear cut. And a honorable mention would be Terry Stotts from Portland. Sort of like last year, people kind of projected Portland to be on the bottom half of the West, like 6th or 7th, maybe 8th. This year, kind of the same projection around that spot. They're 4th in the West and easily can be 3, with us beating Sixers, us beating Oklahoma City, who is the current 3 seed. We beat last night. So he I would say is an honorable mention, and I guess I would put him in our top 4 candidates. But like I said, I think Nate McMillan is clearly a head and above, shoulders, head and above everybody else for Coach of the Year. And Budenholzer is 3 because that team is taking the next step, and Creek Freak is just a beast. And Brogdon, how well he's playing and being healthy, and Middleton, even though he's not having statistically not having his best shooting season, but he's still having a good shooting season. And how he's overall stepped up his game, and Eric Bledsoe working in well with them as well. But I think if you look at the talent that Budenholzer has, and yes, even if you have a very talented team, you still got to coach them. So I'm not completely taking things away from and that talent as a whole is really stepping up and coming together. But I just think Nate McMillan what what he had to deal with as far as losing Oladipo. The top half of the East being a I think, and then for them to keep this steady and like I said, be 41-22, and even if they, let's say, drop the four, you know, or at most five in the seeding, which obviously, hopefully, hopefully we move up to the 3 seed. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully they drop either 4 or 5. Sixers, when I say we moving up to the 3 seed, but the fact that they're gonna potentially win 50 games in the 50s, 50 plus, um, or at minimum win basically what they won last year, 48. Um, but to do it without Oladipo, that takes a coaching, that takes players playing together, that takes people stepping up, and Nate Millen does not get enough respect as being a really good coach, and I think he's proven that this year. So that's my candidates and who I think should be the coach of the year. So now vote Nate Millen. All right, peace. Subscribe. My channel is True Greatness for YouTube, and make comments, put comments. Like I said, I appreciate those things, and the more subscribers, the better. The more views, the better. So, God bless. Peace out.